Hi everyone and welcome back to another video on my channel. So today we've got a new car for this channel. We're in the Formula Renault 2.0s and notice how I said it's a new car for the channel, not a new car for me. So I've actually been racing this car for the past couple of weeks, first of all at Spa and then secondly at Bathurst, but each week it's just been an absolute nightmare. I think I've crashed out of almost every single race and it's not been going very well. So third week lucky, we're at Watkins Glen this week and we've qualified pretty well for this race, so let's see how we can get on. Alright, here we go then. Watkins Glen in the Renault 2.0s, Formula Renault 2.0s. Here we go then.
Green.
Decent start by everyone off the line there. Missing a couple of gear changes.
Go left.
Someone's gone around already. Massive lift then as the guy chopped across. I was not expecting that.
To the right. Still there. Alright, cool. Looks like we've just about survived the first lap here. So I've taken some advice from my friend Peter recently, over at Sleepy Cat Racing. If you've not checked his channel out, then make sure you go do that. But Peter basically said that he would advise I stop putting myself into positions where it relies on my opponent or the other drivers sort of doing the right thing. Almost that he thought I was putting myself into compromising positions, so especially on that first lap there, just try to really just think about what the worst case scenario could be, and if that's not going to end up being good for me, kind of back out the situation a little bit. Like coming into Big Bend here, that first lap, obviously I was coming in side by side with the guy. Even though I had the inside line, I didn't trust that he was going to leave me racing room, not just chop across. So just lifted, let him do his own thing. And Peter's advice is that if I'm faster than these guys, obviously I'm going to get them back anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. Especially we've ended up in a really low split here. Obviously we've had some bad races recently, so it's really lost the I rating. So I definitely do not trust these guys at all to be racing around. And fingers crossed, they might end up making their own mistakes, as evidenced by the yellow flag. So I'm running quite a safe setup, which is nice. Very well aero balanced, a lot of downforce, and I'm pretty confident in that setup to be able to drive sort of towards my fastest. I'm not the fastest guy in a straight line because I'm running quite heavy aero, but I'm just about to put the lap times together, which is good. behind Leonardo was leaving his braking particularly scarily late.
Left side. Clear on the left.
The wrong drafting buddy there, didn't I?
Stay on the left.
We're going to go right around the outside of both of them. Tell you what, I'm putting that locker as a right overtake. Right in the locker as a right overtake. As long as I can keep it on the track. That might be one of my best moves ever. I'm sure he's going to come back at me here, like, but...
Right side.
Went down to second then to try and get some punch out of the corner.
Left side. Slow car ahead. Go right. Stay on the right. Clear on the left.
It's okay, Swallow, if you don't want to pay attention, I'm not going to pay attention when I dive on here.
Alright, that was a few sketchy corners. A couple of guys not really
You're in fourth position.
in any room whatsoever. Don't know if I've got front wing damage or not, but what I do have is Leonardo back behind me with his sketchy dive bombs. Got a decent run on camera now as well.
My goodness!
Left side. Keep to the right.
I'm running it deep because I just don't trust Connor on the brakes.
Clear on the left.
I don't trust it if I brake where I should do, that he's not just going to try and late brake me every time and just run straight into the back. But I need to start driving for myself and not for him. Pretty sure I am overall faster, but I just keep driving on my mirrors. And again, worrying about what worst case scenario might be, as opposed to getting on with what I should be doing. Which I think is making it worse in a way, so let's get the head down, let's try and pull away from him. Don't really think I've got enough of a gap there that he's not just going to catch back up on the straight, but we'll see what happens. Big power slide through the first corner there. A lot of self-reflecting recently and trying to figure out where some stuff's going wrong and stuff like that, and I've noticed I can't seem to be anywhere near as smooth in race trim. I don't know if I'm just in practice. Even in qualifying I feel like I'm smoother in the race, just like pressure really seems to get to me, so something I'm definitely going to be trying to work on a bit more. Oh my god, there's just been a plane crash behind me. Oh my god. Right, well that gets rid of both of those. Told you I didn't trust Leonardo. Was it Leonardo? I think it was. It must have been with the where everyone was on track. So chasing Mark now, 2.5 seconds. Let's see if that gap is growing or shrinking. do think I'd be pacing him early in the race, but to back out of a move when he chopped across my nose, and then I fell back into Connor and Leonardo a bit more, so yeah, let's see what happens now. It's come down smidge at 2.2, but that might just be the ebb and flow of where we were on the circuit when I first looked. Good thing for me is that he's not got a draft either, he's not got anyone to tow behind. We are coming up to the lap markers already. You know they can be a bit unpredictable, especially at these lower ratings. Mark pulled away a lot down the straight there, so I wonder if he's running quite a light aero package for straight line speed. Just didn't like how twitchy it made the car when I was driving it in a low drag situation. Just didn't get the cornering speed whatsoever. Or the handling in general, in fact. You start losing the handling in the corner, you just lose the confidence as well, and it gets slower and slower. Like I say, this is a nice stable aero package I've got on now. I've got 0.6 on mark in this one lap. Need to make sure I'm not too heavy on the tyres. Not to slide them too much. And just focus on my own rhythm. Got the leader crashed off. Was the leader crashed off. That was Richard, so we're now fighting for the lead. Stop concentrating. Come on, get the rhythm back. Shoddy lap from me there. All that time I got up to mark there, I just lost again. Got a lap, I just wasn't paying attention, I don't know what was going on. Alright, catching up to Mark again now. Massive gains out of Mark this lap. This is sort of coming around here, seems to be my reference point each lap. I'm seeing how we're getting on. And yeah, well, up until the point where I started this sentence at least, we pulled big gains into him. Got a personal best in the middle sector there as well, up to 3. I do have to be conscious that the tyres are going to start to fade, but other than that, press on. Stay inside the limits though, like, don't want to start pushing the envelope and having spins by myself. Again, that's one of the big things I've realised recently, sort of through the self-reflection. Going to these races, and despite the fact that obviously the tyres will wear and stuff like that, I expect that I'll get faster and faster through a race, and obviously that's just not the way it goes. And so I've noticed through a race I'll start trying to push braking zones later and later and later, and especially in the Ferraris I've noticed that just you carry too much speed in the Ferrari and it just loops around on you, so I need to get used to the idea of not trying to push it further and further every lap. In practice that's fine, fair enough, you can learn the limits then, but in the race, yeah, just throwing away stupid results sometimes. Tyres are definitely starting to fade now. That was a nice last corner there. The best one of the race so far, I think, through that last turn. Didn't catch that much up on that lap, which is a surprise.
5 to go.
Ran a very similar lap time last lap in fact, but I'm very close to getting this draft now. Very close indeed. I was saying earlier that I think Mark's running quite a low aero setup, quite low drag, and if that is the case, as the tyres start to fade now, I think that's just going to hurt him more and more. Losing the grip through the corners. I'll just lose all that turning potential, and fingers crossed we'll be able to start catching him on. Just a little lift that time, didn't want to deal with the aero wash. See how much I gained through that corner there with my added downforce. Oh, he's lost it under pressure. Oh, that's such a shame.
Yeah.
You're in first.
Well,
You would have got me under green anyway.
I would have still enjoyed the fight. That's a shame, man. That's a real shame. Right, well, my own worst enemy. We've got to we've got to bring it home now. We're 20 seconds in the lead, and this is the hardest race to win. Is a one race. Chest phrase, is that the hardest game to win is a one game, but so true. That's going to be a lonely all 3 laps, to be honest. I feel like I should start reciting some stories or something. Maybe we should start an ebook in this last 3 laps. I obviously don't want to count my chickens before they've hatched, but I've been on an absolutely dreadful run of form recently. The whole of last week, it was just a wreckfest every single race for me. These Formula Renaults ran at Bathurst, and yeah, I think I tried 3 or 4 races. And the trouble with that is I kept getting put in the too high splits, so literally one of the races I was against a guy that was 5.4k iRating, and running the last number I was 18 of 18. It's just like, you know, before the lights have even gone green, that you just can absolutely get smashed. So it put me on this sort of, the crashes obviously didn't help, there's been lots of crashes, but put me on this downward run of form where we've been hemorrhaging iRating, hemorrhaging safety rating, and it was nice actually to take this car to this track. It's like a proper racetrack if you like, not like trying to run it around Bathurst, and actually feel like I knew what I was doing once more.
No problem, I got damage, I have no chance.
don't get me wrong, it's not been all about these Formula Renaults. It was the 488s ran at this track last week as well, and I picked the track up pretty quickly, to be honest. I was feeling nice and confident, so I went into a few races, and in the first one I spun out of 3rd place all by myself. The second one I spun out of the lead all by myself, and the 3rd one I just had a series of spins which eventually I ended up P7. I'm very angry. P7 and angry. And that's exactly what I was saying about earlier in the race, about pushing it too hard in the races, trying to hunt for time that just doesn't exist, basically, chasing a delta that's almost lying in a way. As the tyres got older, there was no way I was ever going to be able to set any faster laps than what I'd already done.
Real nice work. This is the white flag lap.
Yeah, like I say, a bit of a reflective time. I managed to start this week. A nice strong race. This corner a wide berth. And if you clip that inside curb, it can really send your car. I'm even going to lift for this kink. No chances. Alright. Absolutely elated with that. What a race.
Yeah, we did it. Too bad it wasn't for $1 million.
I've never heard that crew chief line before, that's funny. Well, I tell you what a way to start the week. Such a relief to finally get a result on the board.
Yes! It was worth the wait for sure. So that was a really enjoyable race, to be honest, and obviously a great result. Felt a little bit smurfy towards the end there when I was like 20 seconds in front of the guy in 2nd place, but then I guess I was chasing Mark that time down, so if we'd have ended up in a fight it wouldn't have been quite as bad, but a win's a win, isn't it? A win is a win. So yeah, that's going to be everything for this video. So if you did enjoy it, please give it a big thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're new and you've not done that already. Other than that, take it easy and look after yourselves, and I'll catch you in the next one.